A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant legal development, a federal judge has issued a temporary restraining order preventing the Trump administration from proceeding with its plans to lay off federal employees during the ongoing government shutdown. This ruling comes just 5 days after the administration sent out reduction-in-force notifications to over 4,000 federal workers. U.S. District Judge Susan E. Von Ilston, presiding over the case in San Francisco, expressed strong disapproval of the administration's actions, stating, "The activities that are being undertaken here are contrary to the laws. You can't do this in a nation of laws." The judge's comments reflect a growing concern over the administration's approach to managing federal employment during a time of fiscal uncertainty. The order was prompted by a request from 2 unions representing tens of thousands of federal workers, who argued that the layoffs were both unlawful and unjustified. The Trump administration had indicated its intent to target what it referred to as Democrat agencies, suggesting that the layoffs were politically motivated. Judge Ilston noted that the administration appeared to be exploiting the government's funding lapse to bypass legal obligations, stating, "They can impose the structures that they like on the government situation that they don't like." The unions, represented in court by the advocacy group Democracy Forward, welcomed the judge's decision as a victory for federal employees. Skye Perryman, CEO of Democracy Forward, remarked, "The president seems to think his government shutdown is distracting people from the harmful and lawless actions of his administration, but the American people are holding him accountable, including in the courts." The judge's ruling does not constitute a final decision on the legality of the layoffs. However, it does prevent the administration from issuing new layoff notices to federal employees who are members of the unions involved in the lawsuit. This means that the government must halt any actions regarding the notifications that have already been sent out, while the judge considers whether to impose a longer-term injunction against the layoffs. The implications of this ruling extend beyond the immediate concern for the affected federal workers. It raises questions about the administration's broader strategy during the shutdown and its potential impact on federal services. As the shutdown continues, federal agencies are grappling with the consequences of halted operations, which could lead to delays in services and a backlog of work. The situation is further complicated by the political ramifications of the shutdown, with both parties blaming each other for the impasse. The judge's comments underscore the importance of adhering to legal frameworks even in times of crisis, emphasizing that the rule of law must prevail in government operations. This case highlights the tensions between federal labor rights and executive power, particularly in the context of a government shutdown. As the situation unfolds, the fate of thousands of federal workers hangs in the balance, as they await further developments in this ongoing legal battle. The outcome of this case may set a precedent for how federal employment is managed during future shutdowns and could influence the administration's approach to labor relations moving forward. For now, federal workers can breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that their jobs are temporarily safeguarded from the administration's drastic measures. However, the uncertainty surrounding the shutdown remains, as both sides continue to negotiate and navigate the complex landscape of federal employment law and budgetary constraints. As this story develops, we will continue to provide updates on the implications of this ruling and its impact on federal workers and government operations. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.